Well, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be. Good morning. If you're down with John Shields in Australia and New Zealand. Um, Not sure who's online here, but um, say hello and happy Valentine's Day to those who are waiting. Um, I see Alvin Shane. I'm not familiar with Alvin, so hello, Alvin. Thanks for checking in. Um, Unfortunately, um, Jorge, however you know him, had a family issue. His wife had to go to the hospital. He took her, got a call from Tom Garvey. Anyway, so George will not be with us today, unfortunately. We'll reschedule for a different time. He said, well, I'll try to hurry back and be on the show. I said, no. Your wife is in the emergency room of the hospital. You're not coming back to be on a YouTube live chat. So, just back it up, son. So we'll reschedule George at some future time. So we'll hang out here for a little bit and see who shows up. If you want to talk about what you're doing for Valentine's Day, I'd be glad to, chat about that. Some people celebrated early. Some people, because Valentine's Day is on a Tuesday. Some put it out on the weekend. I'm not one to go out on Valentine's Day because it's so crowded in the restaurants. And this year it falls on a Tuesday, and there's a fair amount that aren't open on Mondays and Tuesdays. So for those of you expecting to see George, sorry, you got me. George's wife had a medical issue and had to deal with her. I have no idea. I'll let George talk to it whenever he wants to. I don't have any other information other than he bowed out and was unable to be with us today. So yes, hope that both doing well. But I tell you, he did text and it was very apologetic. I said, don't apologize to me. I didn't, I know you got to take care of your wife. So I was telling him my wife broke her wrist several weeks ago, and I've been the nursemaid for the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's her right wrist, and she really can't do anything. So here I am. Let's see, who else do we have running around here? And I was looking forward to George because George is an interesting guy. He's not only one of the barbecue guys, which I appreciate, but he's a cook too. He's a really good cook, and some of the stuff he does is very interesting. I wish that I wanted to get into some of the stuff that he does. Only I'm giving you. All right. So let's see who we have here. Just me and Alvin right now. So this might end up being a short one today, but I do apologize. I do appreciate everyone showing up. Anybody have any good Valentine's things they want to talk about? I'm kind of boring. I do the same thing every year. Flowers, card, nice dinner. I did just put up a video, which I've done in the past, but I did a cooking class, and I used something I've done in the past in this cooking class. It's a 10-minute Valentine's meal. It just comes together very quickly, and it's easy, it's tasty, you can be somewhat elegant with it. I stole it from a restaurant in Cincinnati years ago. So it's basically wilted spinach, black beans on top of that, and then a nice piece of, I used halibut, use any kind of whitefish. On top of that, sort of a little lemon, a little parsley, and it's a very nice dish. And the beans are already cooked. Spinach takes, a minute and a half, and then it just takes 6-8 minutes to cook the fish. So if you do all three at the same time, you're literally done in 10 minutes. So it's just one of those, and so this was the cooking class that I did. So that was a lot of fun. Let's see, nothing else other than my wife still works. I don't. So we'll see when she gets home. I asked her today, what do you want to do? And she said, I don't know. So I think we might have to end this a tad early. I'm not seeing anybody online. And no one's really popping up that wants to chat. So I'll go to 10 after 4 on my watch, and if it doesn't get any more interesting, then I'll go watch PTI at 4:30. It's one of my I've been married for 30 plus, so yes, I can BBQ and Madwood. Hello. For those of you just joining, George had a medical emergency. Had to take his wife to the emergency room, so he will not be joining us. He wanted to, but we kind of persuaded him that maybe he ought to take care of his wife and not worry about being on a live YouTube chat with like 7 people. So hopefully we'll get him rescheduled. He's an interesting guy. He does a lot of I'm sure he'll address it somewhere along the line in some of his videos. I think I don't want to speculate, but because he was thinking about trying to get back to chat with me, I would say it's not life-threatening. It would only be life-threatening if he did come back and she wanted to kill him. That's the best I can do it would be him that would have his life threatened. But I think as far as serious, it did not seem that it was something that was, like I say, life threatening. But I'll let him speak to that. It's not my gig, not my wife. I can talk about my wife, and she's just started to use her right hand, which, I've been married 30 some years, and now I'm teaching her, helping her get dressed in the morning, put her socks on. And when it was first broken, she couldn't do anything. Now she can kind of move her hands, and every little, open the car door with my right hand. She proudly proclaimed about a week or so ago, says, "Look, I got dressed all by myself." Oh, you're such a big girl. That's very nice. But it's little milestones like that she's happy with, and hopefully George and his wife are okay. I'm sure they are. So you can send him don't send him any well wishes, because he's just driving the car. Send her well wishes through him. This is probably the way to go. George has a wide range of culinary expertise. He's got a lot of ethnic foods that he cooks. Obviously, a lot of barbecue, but he does stuff outside of barbecue also, which I appreciate. Some of the barbecue stuff gets a little tired, and most people do not cook barbecue every day. They just don't. And they certainly aren't smoking stuff 6-8 hours. Most people cook real simple meals. So I can appreciate when George is doing some different things. And some of the things that he did, like Mississippi pot roast sliders. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I like George. George is George. He didn't start doing something, but we've kind of noticed that he starts a lot of his videos by eating what he's already cooked and then going through it and then finishing off eating, and that's a good barometer for people. So you cook something, you like it, you eat it. So I think a few of us have started to make that a good practice, is to make sure you eat what you're cooking and it shows up. But I think George is one of those people that I kind of emulated in that area. So I like when he does that. All right. I think I'm gonna call this. I appreciate everyone stopping by. We'll get it rescheduled. Sorry George isn't here, and I'm just not exciting enough or interesting enough. And PTI comes on in like 15 minutes, so I gotta watch Tony and Mike yell at each other for half an hour. All right, so thanks a lot everybody for showing up. Have a great Valentine's Day, and appreciate everyone being here. Thanks.